All right, so this is just a quick video to show you how the Twisted Wave online audio editor works. Good news is that it's pretty easy. So there is a link to it in your class materials, and if you click on that link, it's going to bring you right to the online page. If you just Google Twisted Wave and get to the site that way, you just want to pick the online version. All right, so we're going to be using the online version. All right. Now, most of the time, we're just going to be creating new sound files. We're going to be creating our own recordings and modifying those. So we're going to click on New Document. If you needed to upload something, there's the upload file. There's also import from Google Drive. But again, most of the time, we're just going to be doing New Document. Now, when you click on that, it will open up a new window. It may ask to have permission to your microphone or something like that. You just have to hit yes. Now, to make a recording, there's one thing we want to do before we hit the record button. All right, we're going to go to Effects. We're going to go to Convert Sampling Rate, and we're going to change that from 44,000 to 22,000. All right, and hit Apply. Now, the reason for that is just, 22,000 is plenty high enough quality for what we're doing, but it'll make our programs run faster because we'll only have, half as many samples that we're modifying and adjusting and changing than if we were to do 44,000. So effectively, we're taking less measurements, and why that does reduce the quality a little bit, it'll make our programs run that much faster because there's going to be less data to process. All right, so once you've changed the sampling rate, you get ready, you get focused, you get in the zone, you hit the record button, and then you say something really interesting like, "This, isn't this so interesting?" When you're done, you can hit the stop button. Right? If you want to hear how it went, all right, you can hit play. Sometimes you have to hit like back first, and then you can hit play. And then you say something really interesting like, "This, isn't this so interesting?" Man, so good. If you decide that you want to re-record it because you don't like what happened, you can always go to Edit, and then there will be an Undo Recording. So that would clear it out. Then I could hit the record button and record something that's way better than the first thing that I recorded. Isn't this better? Okay, and then you've got your recording. Again, if you want to listen to it, rewind, hit play, whatever. Doesn't really matter. What you're going to then want to do to actually get the file is go to File, Download, and then we're going to be exporting it as a WAV audio, and we're not going to use any compression. All right, so we don't want any compression. We want all of the values right there, and then you can give it a name. So I can call it My First Sound, and then when you hit download, it will download that file to your computer, presumably sending it right to your downloads folder. All right, so there it goes. It just downloaded. If I open up Windows Explorer, there it is. It's right there. If I wanted to get it into REPL, again, REPL, if you click on these three dots here, has a choice to upload a file. So I could click on that. Wait for it. All right, click on that, go to my downloads folder, because that's where the file went. Wait for it. Computer's being really slow right now, sorry about that. All right, so there's the file, click open, and now it's part of my REPL. All right, so again, pretty easy for the most part. The only other thing that you sometimes will be doing is identifying different markers or different points in the sound file. So the way you can do that is, because in one of the labs, you're like finding the starting and the ending point for different words. So you can either highlight the section that you want. So click down here at the bottom, like click and drag. And then if you go to play, it will now only play that one section. So if you've properly identified whatever you're trying to get, you then can go to markers, add marker, and it'll put a marker above at the beginning and the end. And then if you double click on these, it'll tell you the exact time that those markers were placed. All right, so that's one thing that you're going to need to be able to do when we start doing the lab in this, is put down these markers and then inspect the time of the markers. And again, you can do that just by double clicking on them and it'll show them there. If I wanted to get rid of them, you just do this undo add marker. So one way is to kind of highlight the section that you want down here and then choose add marker. The other way to do it is if you click on this gray bar, not the ones where the time actually is, but the gray bar above that, I can click there and it will put a marker in for me. And then if I click over here, it'll put a second marker in for me. And then I can double click and look at them the same way that way. So again, two different ways to put in a marker. Doesn't matter which way you do it. If you ever want to get rid of all of your markers, there is a clear markers down here and that'll get rid of them all. But those are just some of the small things that we need to be able to do inside of the audio editor. Again, main thing is don't forget to convert your sampling rate before you make a recording. Otherwise, you're going to be gathering too much data and your program is going to take forever to run. And then second thing, when you download it, don't forget to change it to a WAV, because the default is MP3, but we actually want to have an uncompressed WAV file to work with what we're doing. All right, so those are the main two things that you need to be aware of. Anything else, we can kind of deal with that as it comes along. All right, so hope this was helpful and have a great day. Bye.